So I was browsing Reddit, and on the subreddit for the 7 Deadly Sins, I found out that there was a new side story for the manga that just came out. I had no idea this was coming, and I am surprised I don't see anybody else talking about this on YouTube. This seems to be some sort of setup chapter for the future continuation of the 7 Deadly Sins manga, and I actually think it seems pretty interesting. The story revolves around Bond's kid named Lancelot, who's extremely difficult to distinguish from a boy or girl at first, and because of this, he gets a haircut. Well, that's just the surface reason. The real reason is that he's afraid of Jericho creeping on him. Do the creep, and do the creep. Speaking of Jericho, damn did she get hot.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
If I was Bond's kid, I wouldn't mind if she was a little interested in children. Just kidding. Even though Lancelot looks like a girly boy, he's actually kind of a savage. He punched the crap out of some scumbag who was scamming fairies and tried to kidnap him to sell him to some people similar to Jericho, but probably not as hot. Later that guy slinks out of the forest, but ends up disappearing out of thin air. A few fairies see this happen and let Bond know. Lancelot wants to prove himself to his father, so he ends up going out to investigate on his own. But where a child goes, Jericho won't be too far behind. And she decides to help him out since it was clear he wouldn't give up. But Jericho's useless, and they both end up disappearing for multiple years. Yep, Bond and Elaine lose their kid for multiple years, and that's how the story ends. Supposedly he comes back as the Prince of the Lake, whatever that means, but that's for another story. I guess that will be part of the sequel series. Either that, or another one-shot before the sequel series comes out. Overall, it was a good chapter, doing a good job of introducing a new character and sparking interest in where the story is going. I'm liking Lancelot as a character so far, even more so than Meliodas' kid Tristan, at least for now. However, it seems Tristan may not be the nice boy he presented himself as, considering he gave poor Lancelot a permanent scar on his forehead. Now he's damaged goods, but I guess Jericho will take what she can get. It's also just like how Meliodas gave Bond a scar on his face as well. Like fathers, like sons. And is it just me, or did Lancelot's face shape change completely after getting a haircut? Well, that's all I have to say about this chapter, but hopefully we get more 7 Deadly Sins soon. The third, or fourth, or whatever season you want to call it, just came out on Netflix. But that's still somewhat of a disappointment. I didn't actually watch through all of it myself, but from what I've heard, they made some slight improvements in some places, but overall, it's still a mess. They even left in the obnoxious white blood at the beginning. Hopefully the next season isn't a sin upon my eyes. And hopefully, the continuation of the manga is even better.